Hello,
Hi.
can you hear me? Okay, really well.
I can hear the sound. I can hear the sound.
Yeah, thank you. So just wait me a minute. Sorry, I just turn on my lights so for you to see me clearly. Okay, so can you see me clearly? Is it the sound is small or is it sound good? Is the sound good? Could
Okay, I can hear you.
yeah. So today, okay, so I just want to say sorry for the last lesson that I have some, that I had some business. So I was absent in the last lesson. So today we will continue with the this next part of Unit 6, Going Wild, which is speaking. So today we're gonna describe the photos based on some new words and some vocabulary. Okay. So now first of all, we're gonna learn some vocabulary here. Okay. The first one we have is ground.
Ground.
Okay. Ground is the surface on earth. Okay. Surface có nghĩa là bề mặt. The ground có nghĩa là mặt đất. It is the surface of the earth. Okay. The next word is sunrise. Sunrise is a kind of
Sunrise.
sunrise is kind of easy, right? You know, sunrise. Sunrise is the time when the sun appears in the sky in the morning. When you see the sun in the morning, it means the sunrise. Okay. And opposite meaning of the word sunrise, we have sunset.
Sunset.
Yeah, sometimes sunset is the time when the sun goes down in the afternoon. Okay. It is the opposite with sunrise. The next word is rock.
Rock.
Rock is a hard material that forms part of the surface of the earth and some other planets. Its definition is kind of, difficult to understand, but the rock is just the hard material, rock like that, but its definition is quite long, so I think you just understand it simply. Okay, so today we have 4 words to remember and to understand. Okay, now, okay, after learning these this vocabulary, we're gonna move on to the first one, which is matching some of the words here. Can you match the natural words here? We have the beach, the clown, the flower, and these are some of the natural words. And we're gonna look at two pictures here, two photos here, and then match the words with the photos. Okay.
Okay.
So which word that you think is in the first photo and which word that you think is the second photo?
For the picture one, I see the ground.
You see the ground?
Ground.
Do you know? So do you remember what ground means? The ground is the surface of the earth.
Mountain.
Okay, so you see the ground. So I'll put the ground here. What else can you see?
I see sunset.
You see the sunset. Sunset is when the sun goes down in the afternoon, and sunrise is when the sun appears in the morning. So do you think the first picture is in the morning or is in the afternoon?
The morning. Sunrise.
Okay, so it's in the morning, so it means sunrise. Oh my God. What else can you see?
I see grass.
You see the grass? Yes, it has the grass.
Grass. Flower.
You see the flower? Yeah, okay. It has some flower. And it has a really big and high, what is that?
Sky.
The sky, yeah.
Uh, Tree.
Tree, yeah. The tree.
Mountain.
Mountains. Yeah, which is very big there. Anything else?
No, it's enough.
You think it's enough? So I think it has. Do you think does it have cloud?
Wow.
Can you see that cloud here?
Yes.
Yeah, it's behind the sun, so it has a bit cloud. Okay, so I think that's enough for the first photo. For the second one, what do you see in the second picture?
I see the tree.
The tree, very clear.
Grass.
The grass.
Ground.
You see the ground, yes.
And the mountain.
mountain as well.
Water.
Water.
Sky.
Sky. Yes.
Sunrise.
The sunrise. Can you see the sun?
Sunrise.
Does it have the sun in this picture?
No. No.
Yeah. Anything else?
Cloud.
The flower. The flower?
Cloud.
You mean the flower or the clown?
The cloud.
Yeah, maybe it has some cloud there. Okay. And very
In the rock.
yeah, it's a rock.
No more.
Okay, so no more, so that's it. So for the first picture, we can see the ground, we can see the sunrise, the grass, the flower, the trees, the sky, and the mountains. And in the second picture, we can see a lot of trees and mountains and water and the ground. Okay, so that's it for the matching photo, matching words with the photos. Now move on to the next part. We have the listening part. Okay, so now in this task, you are going to listen to a student describing the first photo, and you're gonna listen to, and you're gonna identify from task 1 here which word that he used to describe this photo. Okay, which word can you hear that he used to describe this? Okay, now I'm gonna play the audio, and so listen carefully.
Lesson 6G, exercises 3 and 4.
This photo shows a woman in a beautiful place in the countryside. I think it's sunrise. The woman is sitting on the ground. She's facing the sun. She's in the foreground. In the distance, I can see mountains and clouds. On the right of the photo, there are trees. On the left, I can see grass, I think. And at the top of the photo is the sun. It's very bright. It looks like a warm and sunny morning.
Okay, so that's it for the listening one. I think it's quite clear. So do you want to hear the second time?
The cloud is not okay. I can hear that.
You can't hear the sound. So you mean the sound is small, or
It's small.
it's okay? So maybe you should tell me sooner. Okay, I'm gonna share the sound and play the audio again. Okay.
Lesson 6G.
Okay, is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, so listen carefully one more time. So that's gonna be the last time. Okay.
Exercises 3 and 4.
This photo shows a woman in a beautiful place in the countryside. I think it's sunrise. The woman is sitting on the ground. She's facing the sun. She's in the foreground. In the distance, I can see mountains and clouds. On the right of the photo, there are trees. On the left, I can see grass, I think. And at the top of the photo is the sun. It's very bright. It looks like a warm and sunny morning.
Okay, so that's it for the listening part. Have you got all the answers?
Yes.
Okay, so which words that he used to describe the photo?
Uh, the sunrise,
He used sunrise,
the cloud,
the cloud,
mountain,
mountains,
uh, trees,
the tree,
uh, grass,
the grass,
mm, ground.
and the ground. Okay, so I think we should hear this audio again. And oh my god, I cannot find the audio. Where is that? Okay, so I think that all of these words are in the first picture here. So I think it is true when he used these words to describe this photo. Okay. Yeah, the sunrise is correct. So when we describe this photo, we can also use these words to describe this because all of these words are in the photos here. So we have to use it to describe this. Okay.
Okay.
So all of the words here are correct because we can see the sunrise, the cloud, the mountains, the trees, the grass, and the ground in this photo. Okay. So he used these words to describe this. So that is the end for the listening part. Now here I have a speaking strategy. So when we describe a photo, we begin by saying what the photo shows in general. Then we describe the different parts of the photo using phrases like in the center, in the left of the photo, in the right of the photo, and remember to use the present tenses in your description. Okay? So you understand this kind of strategy. So when we describe any photo, we need to say the general, we need to look at the photo and describe the general, you know, the general landscape or the general viewing in the photo. For example, you can say, in this picture, it has something in general. And then you're gonna describe the different parts, like in the left of the photo, it has something, in the right of the photo, it has something, or in the center of the photo, it has something. Can you hear me clearly?
Small. Could you say again?
Okay, so when we describe a photo, it's still small?
No, no. It's okay.
Yeah, I thought it's so small that you need to come closer to hear me. Okay, so when we describe a photo, we look at the photo and then we describe the general viewing first. For example, in this photo, he said the general viewing of this photo. For example, he said there is a girl who is sitting on the ground. So that is the general viewing of this photo. And then we start to describe different parts of the photo. For example, on the left of the photo, it has something. On the right of the photo, it has the other thing, and in the center of the photo it still has something. Okay, so first we describe the general viewing, then we move on to describe the different parts, the specific part of the photo. On the left, on the right, in the center. Okay. So that is what we start to describe a photo. We start the description. Okay, and remember to use the present tense in the description. Okay, use present tense when we describe the photo, because there is no past tense or the past continuous tense when we describe something, because it's not in the past. Okay, so just use the present tense to describe the photo for you to easier. That would be much easier for you. Okay, so that is the speaking strategy for today's lesson. Okay. Maybe it will you have to just describe the photo when you have a kind of the test next week mm, or next 2 weeks. So remember what I said, to describe the general first and then specific parts of the photo. Okay. Okay, so that's it for speaking strategy. Now move on to the next one. We have a listening part again. You are going to listen and then complete the key phrases using the prepositions here. So we have 3 prepositions which are in and on, but we use in twice. Okay, you use in twice to describe the photo. Okay, I will play the audio and listen carefully and choose the correct preposition for each sentence. Okay.
Lesson 6G. Exercises 3 and 4.
This photo shows a woman in a beautiful place in the countryside. I think it's sunrise. The woman is sitting on the ground. She's facing the sun. She's in the foreground. In the distance, I can see mountains and clouds. On the right of the photo, there are trees. On the left, I can see grass, I think. And at the top of the photo is the sun. It's very bright. It looks like a warm and sunny morning.
So that's it for the listening part. Do you decide which one?
No.
Not yet. So that is I think that is the 3rd time to listen to the audio. So listen again one more time. Okay.
Lesson 6G. Exercises 3 and 4.
This photo shows a woman in a beautiful place in the countryside. I think it's sunrise. The woman is sitting on the ground. She's facing the sun. She's in the foreground. In the distance, I can see mountains and clouds. On the right of the photo, there are trees. On the left, I can see grass, I think. And at the top of the photo is the sun. It's very bright. It looks like a warm and sunny morning.
That's it for the listening part. Okay, for the first one, what preposition that he used to describe the photo?
I used in.
In. Okay, so we have the phrase center. The second one,
Is
background or the foreground? What kind of preposition that he used?
Um, on
On the background? Okay. And we're gonna listen again and then check the answer. I think in here I have 3. The third one,
uh, in
in the distance. Okay, I'll put in here. Number 4,
can I check the two?
you want to check what?
The sentence two is in
The sentence
in
2 is in. You want to change it to in. Okay, so in. And number 4,
four is on
it's on the left. Okay, number 5,
at.
at the bottom. Okay, now let's listen again because I think you kind of quite not sure about the answer. So we're gonna listen again and then check.
Lesson 6G. Exercises 3 and 4.
This photo shows a woman in a beautiful place in the countryside. I think it's sunrise. The woman is sitting on the ground. She's facing the sun. She's in the foreground.
She's in the foreground. Okay, so she's in the center and she's in the foreground.
In the distance,
Okay, in the distance, very clear.
I can see mountains and clouds. On the right of the photo,
On the right of the photo or on the left of the photo.
there are trees. On the left, I can see grass, I think. And at the top of the photo is the sun.
Okay, and at the top of the photo, there's sun. Okay, so we have in the center, in the background or in the foreground. We have in the distance, and we have on the left, on the right, and we have at the bottom or at the top. Okay, so these prepositions are correct. Okay, I think you should take some notes here to remember when we have to use these kind of phrases to describe the photo.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. And this is the transcript of the speaking of the listening audio. Okay. Now you are going to write 4 sentences to describe the second photo in task 1. Okay, the first photo we already done, and now we're gonna work with the second photo. So we have some natural word here, and we have some phrases to describe a photo. And now you are going to use these words and these phrases to describe the second picture here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So just think about some phrases, some sentences to describe this. So you need to write 4. Okay, remember 4 sentences. Remember to use these words and these phrases. Okay.
Okay.
Just 4 sentences. Do you finish?
How many
Do you decide for sentences?
làm gì đấy ở trong lớp ở để thuyết trình à? Tại ngày trả lận là cái gì ấy?
I'm done.
Okay, you done? Tell me what 4 sentences that you are going to write.
Right. Right.
Yes, can you tell me?
On the picture, can see I can see the people are camping.
I can see people. I can see
can see the people are camping in the
I can see that people are camping in the center. You mean that?
yes.
Okay, so that is the first sentence that you use in the center, the phrase. Okay. The second sentence.
On the right, there are the trees. There are trees.
On the right, there are trees.
And at the top, I can see mountains and clouds.
At the top, I can see the mountains.
Mountain clouds.
I can see the mountains at the top. Anything else?
On the left, there is a rock.
On the left, there is a rock. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's say it again. So I can see that some people are camping on in the center. Okay. On the left, there is a rock, and on the right there are some trees, and at the top there is a mountain. So these are 4 sentences that you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. There's also one of the way to say to describe the photo. Okay, so on the left there is a rock. I can see a rock. Okay. And in the center I can see that some people are camping, and the grass is on the ground. On the right of the picture, I can see there's some trees. Okay, and at the top there is the mountain and snow. Okay, there's snow as well. Okay, so that is also one way to describe the photo here. So that is good. Let's see what do we have this one. So can you see the transcript here? So this is the listening audio transcript, and I'm gonna put it okay. First we need to listen, and then I will show you the transcript. Okay? And you're gonna listen, and then does she say any of your sentences that you said from task 4? Okay.
Lesson 6G. Exercise 6.
In this photo, we can see some men and women on a camping holiday. On the left, a woman is standing next to a car. In the center, there's a yellow tent. A woman with long hair is walking past the tent. On the right, a man is sitting on a rock. He's facing the car. In the distance, there are mountains. It's a sunny day. On the right, we can see trees. It's a beautiful place for camping, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's it for the listening part. So does she say any of your sentences? Do you have any sentences that she said here? Can you hear any of your sentences? I can see one sentence that is similar to your sentence is, on the right there are some trees, and there is a mountain in the distance, and in the center there are some people are camping, and the woman is walking past the tent. Okay. So she is describing the photo. Yeah, and she has another way to describe. You just described the landscape, and she described both landscape and the people. She described the man is sitting on the rock, and she is facing the car. She described the woman is walking past the tent, and they are camping here. So that is also another way to describe the photo, because we have a lot of ways to describe this when we look at the photo. Okay. Okay, so this is the transcript of the listening audio. You can look through this one. Yeah, on the left, in the center, she used some phrases to describe the photo. On the right, in the distance, on the right. Okay. Okay. So that's it for the description. So I think kind of this one. So because we don't have enough time to discuss more for today's lesson, so I think we're gonna keep this one for the next lesson. Right, so that we can discuss more about this one, because this is kind of we need to use some more phrases to in this picture. Okay, so we need more time to just to understand and to think about this, and this one as well. Okay, we need a lot of time to describe this.
Okay.
So I think today's lesson we're gonna stop in this one. Okay, on Saturday we're gonna discuss more with this one. Do you agree?
Okay.
Yes. So do you have any question for today's lesson? Is there something difficult for you to understand? Please feel free to ask me. Okay.
Mm.
Do you have any question?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
So if you don't have any questions, so we're gonna end our lesson today here. Okay. If you still have question, keep it in the next lesson. Okay. See you next time, and remember to do your homework.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye. See you.
You too.